What is up, YouTube? It's Anderson 977 here today to do Bleach Chapter 584 review, titled The Headless Star 3. Now, in this chapter, we picked up where we left off last week, which is Ichigo's attack Getsuga Juisho, right? We see it continuing, and we see Candice Catnip staring at it like, what is this? Then Ichigo shouting for her to get out of the way. Oh yeah, I'm starting off with the summary first. So continuing, we see Ichigo shout at her to get out of the way. Then we see the scene switches back to Juha, and Juha looking at the battlefield for where Ichigo is fighting currently, with a huge column of light coming from that area. Then we see him turn around to Hashwal and say the key. We see Hashwal use this key, and then we see some lights coming down, and he says, "Be grateful for all those who guided them to the light." And then it switches back to Ichigo and Candice. Now Candice lost an arm in that attack. She calls over to Gigi, one of the Quincy female Star Knights, and I'll call her Gigi as well because I can't really remember her name. So she comes over and she uses the body of a dead Shinigami to kind of like use that as material to reform it back and give back Candice back this zombie looking left arm. And there we see Candice jumping back out again to attack Ichigo, and she gets shot by Busby's burner finger. She, along with the 3 other female Star Knights, and we see him saying that the pleasure of fighting with Ichigo belongs to those who comes the last, so he wants to get rid of them so that he will be the only one who facing Ichigo. Then we see 3 other Star Knights showing up. We see Na. We see this old guy with mustache, I'll call him Colonel Sanders. And then we see this ogre looking weird Star Knight flying on this kind of he looks like he has some magical powers or something like that. So I'm going to call him Ogre Quincy. Now from there we see the 4 other female Star Knights that was shot down, all of them coming back up, right, saying that it's not 4 of them, actually it's 8, and they are now saying how they're the one who takes Ichigo's head will be the one who gets everything. So they seem now like they're all going to try to work together to take down Ichigo. And then we see Ichigo looking calm, cool, collected, not a care in the world. Ichigo is not in the slightest bit threatened by any of them, even though there's 8 Star Knights there and each one of them can go complete whole farm. He's not threatened. He's just looking calm and collected. We see Juha saying that it is time for us to be on our way, hinting that they're actually going somewhere. And then he's saying it to himself, "It is now time for you to become one with me." Something along those lines. It is time to be one with me. Now, okay, that's a summary. Now my thoughts on this chapter. First, I start off with Ichigo's Getsuga Juisho, right? We see that it's a pretty powerful attack. I mean, it took out Candice's left arm pretty easily. So yes, we see Ichigo, he has a new, he has a big power increase. He's pretty much powerful, and even though he had 8 Star Knights coming down on him, with each of them able to go complete whole farm, he's not sweating. He's just calm and collected. In fact, he doesn't look like he would in fact go Bankai at all. He doesn't look that pressure to where he's going to say, okay, let me now use Bankai. So these Star Knights are completely not on his level at all, which is really quite impressive, quite impressive, because the Quincy Star Knight that I called Colonel Sanders, he was there, and we all know what he did to Kyoraku, right? We all know what he did to Kyoraku. He shot out his eye. So that Star Knight, he he's not one to joke with. He's pretty powerful himself. Among the other Star Knight members, he's definitely not a fodder. He's powerful himself. So, you know, we see Ichigo demonstrate his abilities more, and with just his sheer confidence, right? Even though there's 8 enemies around him, that shows that he's not certain at all. But there is something interesting that I would like to point out. When Busby is shot before other female Star Knights, we see him in this kind of mock completely holy form, or this kind of pseudo completely complete holy form. We've actually seen something like this being used already by Colonel Sanders when he shot out Kyoraku's eye. He used a complete holy form like that as well. So we see Busby able to do that as well. So this is another hint at Quincy's and their complete holy form abilities, that they can not only go into this transformation state where they just become transformed in the complete holy form, but they can go into this kind of like temporary complete holy form to do a couple techniques, or to put more power into their normally less powerful techniques. That's what it seems like to me. And then towards the end of this chapter, we see Juha saying that, okay, my sons, let us be on our way. Hinting that they are going somewhere. Now you might ask yourself, where could they be going at this point? Ichigo is down there, right? He's ready to fight them. They have the Shinigamis as enemies still there currently, and yet out of the blue, Juha, Bak, Hashwal and Uryu are going to be on their way to go somewhere. Well, I think the most logical place for them to go at this point, since they are hinted to be going somewhere, and I'm pretty sure that they will be going somewhere, that place would be the Royal Palace. That's exactly what I think, and I think that Juha Bak is going straight for the Soul King, right? The god of the Bleach universe. That's where he really is going for, right? He's going to the Royal Palace, and he's heading for the Soul King. So it seems that, you know, he's always finding some way to maneuver around Ichigo. When they found out that Ichigo was fighting Kurge Ope back in Hueco, right? He made his move and began to attack Soul Society, because he knew Ichigo wouldn't be involved with them for some time, right? And then after that point, right, for the new turn of events, when currently they're in Soul Society and they're facing against Shinigami, as soon as they know that Ichigo is now back in Soul Society and not back in the Royal Palace anymore, it seems that they're now heading towards the Royal Palace to do what exactly, I'm not sure. But my ideas and my suspicions tell me that they're heading to the Royal Palace, they're heading to the Soul King. That's exactly where they are going. And in fact, this chapter has stirred some ideas in my head, and I've gotten a few ideas about Juha, Baka and the Soul King, and how, you know, their situation plays out. So I'll in fact do that in an upcoming Bleach discussion video, where I'll expound more on my thoughts about Juha, Baka and the Soul King. But if I had to put my money on it, and I sure know that he's going somewhere, because he said to Hashwal and Uru at the end of this chapter, let us be on our way, hinting very much that they are going somewhere. The one real place for them to go that makes sense is the Royal Palace. So that's it, guys. That's my review. Overall, this chapter of Bleach was a pretty good chapter. I liked it pretty much. I like the exposition and the hints that come along with what Juha is saying, and the general story progression. We see Ichigo not jump to go Bankai suddenly as we typically see him in the past. So overall, it's a good chapter of Bleach. So that's it. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe. Sayonara.